Hello and welcome my dear students. I am Rohan sir. I welcome my all dear 3rd standard little gems to today's science class of Mahdi English Medium School. My dear little gems, in the previous few lectures we have done the revision, a lot of revision we have done in a lot of different ways. We have done the simple revision, we have done the class test revision and many more things, many such things we have done. And yes, many students have also sent me the feedback by sending their marks, by sending their paper photos. Even your follow up teachers are giving me whatever you are giving to them, whatever you are forwarding to them, your work is reaching up till me. Also, I am glad that many students are now participating and are giving me the different thoughts, and many students are regularly even giving me thoughts and homework, both the things. So, I really appreciate all your efforts, whatever you are spending your time, whatever time you are sparing to find out the thoughts. I really appreciate to all the students for that. And you know that whenever I get the new thought, I always display it on the screen. So, this is what I am also going to do it today itself at the end of the lecture. So, now I hope that you all are doing well, you all are fit and fine. So, now in this lecture I don't have to show you what are we going to do. It's just that you have to sit with your textbook and rough notebook, because in today's lecture we are going to start with a new chapter, that is your chapter number 6 of science textbook. You have to open, which is from unit 3, the world of living. So, chapter number 6, the name of chapter number 6 is living and non-living things. That is what we are going to start today. So, today we will discuss various facts and various things about the living things and non-living things, and I will bring the textbook in front of you on your screens. So, even if you don't have textbook, nothing to worry about. It's just like that, if you have the physical textbook in your hand, you will feel good, you will feel better to grasp everything from this lecture. If you don't have, in the worst case, I am going to display your textbook itself on the screen, so that those who don't have the textbook, they will be able to understand the chapter, read the lines and everything. So, line by line I will read everything. We will enjoy understanding the chapter living things and the non-living things. So, now please open your textbook, page number 53. This is how your page looks like, chapter number 6. If you can see on your screens, I have just displayed the book in front of you. So, please, those who have the textbook, they should open page number 53, chapter number 6, so that if you will have your textbook in your hand, you will be able to do few activities, or you will be able to keep the fingers wherever I read and wherever I explain you, so that you can be with me. And those who don't have textbook, nothing to worry, I am here for you. I have displayed the textbook. You can just sit with your rough book and enjoy the lecture. Now, why am I saying rough book is, see students, though you have textbook, though you have everything ready made printed, but it's just that wherever I feel that particular point is important for you, I will always ask you to note down that particular point in your books. So, make sure you keep your rough book with you without fail. Okay, so let's get started. Chapter number 6, living and non-living things. We see a wide variety of things around us. Some are living, whereas others are non-living. So, students, if you wherever you are sitting, just rotate your face around, lots of things you can see, correct? People, lots of things. You can see the chair, you can see the television, you can see the mobile phone, you can see the pencil, you can see the book, you can see your parents, you can see your grandparents, you can see the people walking on the roads, you can see the window, door and etc. So, there are lots of endless things. If you keep on moving your eyes here and then, you will keep on looking here and there, you will see the variety of things, correct? So, now In the picture given below, identify the living and non-living things. Write L for living things and N for non-living things. So now you can see this is the picture in front of you. Those who are having their textbook, they will be able to see in the textbook itself. They don't have to look here and there, they don't have to look on the TV screens, and those who don't have textbook, please look on the TV screens. Now you see, what do you have to do is, you can see the boxes. Yes, the boxes everywhere scattered in the picture. Now what you have to do, this is a small and very interesting activity. Like I said, that when you turn your face around, you will see a lot of things. Some are living and some are non-living. So if you see the living thing, you have to write L in the box. If you see that particular thing is non-living, you have to write N in the box. So let's do this activity. Okay, so this first, if you can see the window, there is a bird. Okay, I'll zoom in the picture for you whenever needed and bring it into the center. So you can see this bird in the picture, right? So bird is living or non-living? If it is living, you have to write L. If it is non-living, you have to write N. So what should I write here? Please speak the answers at your home. Though you are sitting at home, I hope that you will be communicating with me. So birds are living or non-living? Yes, birds are living thing. So L we have to write in the box like I have written. Can you see in the picture? So those who are having textbook, kindly write L in the bird standing near the window. There is a box beside it. Now why birds are living thing? Because birds can breathe, birds can eat, birds can reproduce, and every characteristic of living things are there in the birds. So birds, we can say living thing. Now moving on to the picture here, if you can see, a cat is sitting on a mat. Okay, I'll zoom in the picture. So now you can see the cat here. So a cat is sitting. Now cat is living thing or non-living thing? Shall we write L or N? What shall we write? So cat is obviously a living thing. Okay, so we will write L over there because cat is a living thing. Because again, cat can breathe, cat can eat, cat can reproduce, cat can do everything what living thing does. So cat is also a living thing. Now students, moving on to a boy. See, can you see? Now there is no second opinion for it. Obviously a boy is also a living thing, correct? Like your Rohan sir, like any other students, any boy or any girl are living things only, because they can breathe, they can eat, and all the characteristics of living things they can do. Now students, moving on to the picture here, if you can see, I have highlighted with the box. You can see the ball, correct? And I know that many of you are playing with the ball every evening. You are playing with the ball. Many of you like football, basketball, volleyball, and etc. games in which balls are used. So what do you think? Ball is living thing or non-living thing? Does it breathe? Does it eat the food? No. So obviously it is a non-living thing. So we shall write N in the box near the ball. Can you see here? So those who are having textbook, I hope that you all are solving along with me and you are enjoying doing that. Okay. So now students, moving on to the next photo. If you can see, I'll try to bring it in the center. So now a dog is sitting. Can you see? And I know many of you have the pet dogs at home. Many of you even like to play with the dogs, but make sure if it is a street dog, you need to stay away from it, because nowadays you need to stay away from the diseases. Even if it bites, you will be in a trouble. You should feed the dogs. Even though they are the street dogs, you should feed them, because they are also the living thing. Exactly, because they eat, they drink, they breathe. All the characteristics of living things are there in the dog as well. Dogs are also living thing. Now moving on to, okay, can you see the box here? This is for the bat. Okay, this is for the bat. And I know that many of you even play the bat and ball cricket match on your streets. So what is bat? Bat is living thing or non-living thing? Yes, obviously bat is non-living thing. Can you say that bat eats food? It breathes in the air? No, never. So bat is just a material, it is a non-living thing. Now coming on to the part of the picture where most of the students get confused. Yes, here it is. Now you can see here, these are the plants. Okay, so this is the plant. So what can you say about the plant? See, when you pour the water, it absorbs the water. When you just when you sprinkle the water, the roots of the plants absorbs it and the plants grow, right? They grow slowly, gradually they grow. Few plants grow swiftly, few plants take much of the time to grow, but they grow, right? Even they make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So, and even they breathe. We breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in the carbon dioxide, and plants are the only things which from which we get the oxygen. So what do you think the plants are? Are they categorized as a living thing or non-living thing? So plants are also obviously a living thing. So we will write L over there. So I have placed L near the plants because plants are obviously a living thing. Now let us go to the last box in the picture. If you can see that there is a wall clock. Sometimes, see, different designs are there. Sometimes birds come out from the wall clock if it's 12 o'clock or somewhere. So anyways, in short, this is a wall clock. Now can you say it breathes, eats the food, reproduces? No, obviously no. So the wall clock is also, yes, non-living thing. So we will write N here. Okay. So can you see, is anything missing here out, or have we done everything? We have done everything. So bird is again living thing, cat living thing, dog living thing, a boy is living thing, whereas plant is also living thing, but wall clock, this ball and bat are non-living thing. Okay, so I hope that you were also answering to me, the one who are having the textbook, they are also solving this. So now you can see that after this picture it is written that let us learn more about the living things and the non-living things. So this was just an activity to make you rejuvenated, to make you get into the lesson. Now I hope that you have got at least a basic idea or basic sense about what is living thing and what is non-living thing. Yes, it is another thing that many students were having already the knowledge, a bit of knowledge about the living thing and non-living thing. So let's get started with the main parts of the lesson. So living things and non-living things. Let us read and understand it properly. All the animals and plants are living things. Human beings are also the living things. Living things move, grow, breathe and need food, feel changes and reproduce. So like I said, these are the characteristics of living things written here. Now all the animals and plants are living things. So like we did in the picture, if you remember in the exercise, in the warm-up exercise, we have written living thing near the plants, the box near the plants, right? So it is clearly written that all the plants and animals are the living things. Human beings are also living things. Now it is very obvious, all the human beings, is a girl, boy, man, woman, all are living things. Living things move, grow, breathe, need food, feel changes and reproduce. So these are the characteristics you need to remember. So if these are the characteristics you can find in anything, then that particular thing is a living thing. whether it's a fish, bird, any animal, whether it's a wild animal, herbivore, carnivore, whatever, they all are living things. So living things move. So let's read this. Living things can move on their own. Animals move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. A bird moves with the help of wings. Now that is what you know, a bird can fly, correct, with the help of their wings. So it is also a living thing, animal. Dogs, cats and human beings walk with the help of their legs. Birds and bees also fly with the help of wings. Fish moves with the help of fins. Now see, there are the different methods for the different animals and birds to move. Birds move from one place to another with their wings because they can fly with the wings. Different animals move with their legs, whereas you can see that this is the picture of fish. A fish moves with the help of fins. Now I will zoom in this picture to show it to you. Now you can see the fins, correct? It is labeled properly. So these are the fins with the help of which fish swims in the water and moves from one place to another, in short, here and there. Now fish, have you seen fish walking on the roads, or have you seen fish flying in the air? It is another thing, it dives up and down in the water, so that is different thing. But fish never flies in the air, neither it flies in the air nor can we see fish walking on the road. So every different animal have their different style of moving and migrating from one place to another place. Now let us see what the details are there about the plants. Plants do not move from one place to place because they do not have to look for the food. Green plants make their own food. Some plants move in a special way. For example, the leaves of mimosa, that is touch me not plant. So plant glows when touched, thus plants show movement. Now move, here it is described in a different way. Moving, that does not mean only walking. That is a kind of moving, that is a kind of movement. But here one plant is shown which is very famously known as touch me not plant. So can you see in the picture? I have highlighted for you. So this is a kind of plant which you touch. So can you see the difference? These leaves are not touched, whereas when these leaves are touched by the human beings, by the finger, it closes, it collapses, okay, it shrinks, whatever word you understand. So it closes itself because it is called touch me not plant. Many people even knows this plant as a shy plant. Okay, this is very shy, no? When you touch it, it closes itself. So this is the photo of leaves of mimosa plant close when touched. I don't know whether you have experienced it or not. I will suggest you to experience these kind of things because these plants are also kind which exists on the earth. So you should know that. So particularly in this paragraph it is said that plants do not walk because they have the roots at one place, right? When you grow the plants, either you sow the seed or you bring the roots and you plant it. So at the moment you plant it, it becomes fixed at that place because they don't have legs to walk. So they do not walk, but they don't walk, so it does not mean they don't have movement. They even have the movement. So that is why this example is given, that when you touch these leaves, it closes, it becomes close. So that is why it is called touch me not plant, and it makes the movement, though it cannot move from one place to another place. Now non-living things such as books, toys and chairs do not move on their own. They move only when someone moves them. Now you can see a kid playing with a car toy, and I know that many of you have the favorite car toys at your places. So you also play with a car toy. So non-living things move only when someone moves them. Like for an example, you see when you come to school, you bring the school bag, you bring the compass box, you bring the lunch box. These all things you have to bring. Is it like that a school bag walks automatically with you in the school? No, you have to carry the school bag and you have to carry all the stuff along with you, because you are living thing, but the things you are carrying are all the non-living things, whether it's a water bottle, compass box, school bags. These all are the things, they do not move on their own. You need to either pull them or push them. So that is what it is said here, that non-living things such as books, toys, chair do not move on their own. They need someone, some force to be moved. So here it is shown in the picture, the example is, it is clearly depicted that a boy is playing with a car toy. But when you push the car toy or when you pull it, it will move. Nowadays you have the car toy with a remote control, right? But you have to operate with the remote control, only then it will move. If you put the remote control aside, will it move? No, it will not move. So non-living things do not move on their own. They do not eat, they do not breathe. So all the characteristics which were there in all the living things, plants, animals, fishes, birds, in all the living things the characteristics were there which are not there in the non-living things. So students, I just want you to repeat after me the characteristics of the living things. So I hope that you will repeat after me. So living things move, grow, breathe, need food, feel changes and reproduce. Let us repeat it one more time so that you will be able to understand that what are the characteristics. I hope you are repeating after me, because this is very much important. Living things move, grow, breathe, need food, feel changes and reproduce. So these are the characteristics, these are the things we find in the living things only. So I hope you understood how they move, because these all paragraphs were all based on how all the different creatures move. I will just give you the glimpse of idea again. Birds move either from their legs, or if it is a long distance or they have to travel to a certain height, they use their wings. Whereas fish moves with their fins, because they don't have legs and neither do they have legs, nor they can come out of the water. If you bring the fish out of the water, what will happen? It will die. And about the plants, they have said that they cannot walk as such from one place to another, but they have the movement, like the example is shown, touch me not plant. And coming on to non-living things, it cannot move on its own. I hope you understood this much and you don't have doubts so far. Now we will have a look onto the page where the heading is living things grow, that is page number 55. Those who are having textbook, for them I am guiding this. So now we will understand how living things grow. So plants and animals grow with time. Obviously plants and animals both are living things, even human beings are living things. So all of these grow with a time. So nothing such detail is written, just a small and interesting diagram is given to us. If you can see on your screen, the first diagram depicts that the human beings grow. How? If you can see that a child grows into an adult, that means there is a process, there is a gradual process. It doesn't happen with a fraction of seconds. Okay, first you were born, then slowly you become a school going, and then slowly you come into the primary, then you come into the high school, then you come into the college, and then so on. So slowly you grow, right? I explained you in this in context of school so that you can understand it easily. Here's clear picture is given. A child is there, and then it grows to a small like a small boy or a girl, and then becomes an adult. So this is a brief process shown to you. This happens because human beings are living things. A same thing happens with the plants. I'll bring it into the center. Okay. So here in this picture you can see clearly that a seed grows into a plant. Now first, whatever seeds you have, whether it's of any flower, whether it is of any kind of grains or any kind of cotton plant, whatever you have, first you have the seeds. You dig the hole, you sow the seeds, and you water it daily. Then what will happen? Slowly it will grow, and finally it will become a big tree or a plant, whether it depends, it is a herbs or shrubs. So this movement is even seen like a human being in the plants, because plants are also the living things. So I hope that you understood this. Now next paragraph we will do in the next lecture. Let us just take the pre-cap of this lecture. What have we done? Those who are having textbook, they can even turn the pages with me. So students, we have just started the new chapter, that is chapter number 6, living thing and a non-living thing, in which first we did a small activity, an interesting activity of living thing and non-living thing, in which we saw the varieties of living things and non-living things present in the picture. We even bifurcated it, writing L for living things and N for non-living things. Then moving on to the next page, we saw that what are the characteristics of living things and non-living things. The characteristics of non-living things, we also repeated it 2 times. Then we saw how different creatures move, how different living things move, or what kind of movement they have. And then we saw that all the living things, whether it is a plant, animals or human beings, they grow, correct, from small to big to bigger. So this way they grow in the age or in the physically or in the age wise. So in both the aspects they grow, because they are the living things, they consume the food, they breathe. So I hope this much you have understood, and I hope that those who are having textbook, they were even reading with me and they were trying to understand the concept. In the next lecture, we will move further with the same chapter. So please make sure that before I present the next lecture, before you watch my next lecture, you have already prepared and that you have read the lesson at least once, so that you will be familiar with a few words. And if you have any doubts related to the explained part, especially because the explanation is going on, you can anytime you can call me between 5 to 6 in the evening, so that your doubts will be cleared. Now it's the time to present a wonderful thought in front of you, which is given by our wonderful student Hemani Mariam of Standard 3rd. So let us see what the thought is. Don't stress, do your best, forget the rest. Now this is what mainly you give someone when they are appearing for the exam, because they have a lot of stress. But nowadays all of you need this, because now during this time of COVID-19, people are getting panic. So you should understand that if you are taking care of yourselves, you should not rest, you should just do your best, you should just try your level best, and then forget the rest. Keep everything on the God. So make sure that you also do this, you also apply this, you do your best in the studies where the lectures are coming to you on your screens. So you just grasp all the things from the lecture and you do your best. At last, students, I would say that thanks for watching the lecture. and keep sending the work to the teachers. Now as such, in these lectures you have not written anything, so you are not supposed to send anything, but make sure for every lecture, whenever I ask you to write something or whenever you are giving the test, a class test, you should send me, because yes, many students are sending me and I have noted down their names certainly. So I expect that all of you are going to cooperate, watch the lectures, ask me the doubt if you have, and send the work. Goodbye, take care.